Today I'm going to attempt to modernize my 2013 Hyundai Santa Fe Sport that I just bought from the auction a couple of weeks ago. In the previous episode, I got new tires, replaced the AC condenser along with the radiator, and finally installed a new front bumper. And if I want to offset some of its depreciated value due to its salvage title and high mileage, I would first start looking into upgrading its infotainment system. You see, the factory infotainment system is really outdated since it's a 2013, which is more than a decade old. And to modernize this, I'd like to have a fully functional CarPlay screen that I can use for various functionality. This upgrade sounds good on paper, but will this new screen work with my factory reverse camera? I guess we'll have to find out. After installing the new CarPlay screen, your infotainment system should look from this to this. And for today's CarPlay upgrade, I'm going to be installing this Seicane CarPlay Screen. This is what my factory infotainment system currently gives me. It basically displays the time and I can connect via Bluetooth. I also have a CD player here and also have the factory reverse camera display here. This is my first time using a Seicane product, so I'm going to show you how to assemble the screen first and then show you how to install your new screen in your Santa Fe completely in a step-by-step tutorial. Make sure to watch the full video and let me know how it turned out. This is the Seicane Car Multimedia screen and it comes with an impressive fully secured packaging. Inside the box, you will get your accessory cables, a compartment bracket, conversion harness set, and the screen itself. This is a full 9-inch screen, and on the back you can see the build quality, and honestly it looks really strongly built. The packaging is so good that you cannot possibly have any shipping damage. You should be able to retrofit the screen easily directly in your car. It also has an inbuilt cooling fan to keep the performance high, and this full 9-inch screen should significantly upgrade your car's interior. Looking into the harness, everything should be plug and play without the need to splice any wires. Here is the power and CAN bus cable. This connector is the power cable that connects behind the screen. These small rectangular boxes you see here are the CAN bus decoder, which basically translates the factory connections to your new screen. This giant black connector will accept your factory connectors, which we will see later when we install in the car. You also have the set of audio connections for your factory amp and speakers. You will also get two types of reverse camera male connectors, so you can use whichever one is compatible with your car. Let's see what other connectors and wires we get in the package, and then I can move on to connect them in details. Here is the GPS antenna, your 4G antenna, and here are the two USB port extensions. This here is the reverse camera female connector, and this harness set is called the RCA cable, which includes all audio and video inputs such as microphone, AUX input, and external subwoofers and speakers. Here is the factory audio input cable, which I'm going to show you in details later. And finally, this is your optional storage bracket, which you can only use if you're replacing one of those factory navigation screen, which is typically longer in length as compared to the other trims. Alright, let's begin connecting all the wires. This should take you less than 1 minute. Take the power and CAN bus cable and connect it here behind the screen. It should click in just like that. Next, take your speaker cables and connect it to the color matched port right here. Now let's connect the reverse camera input cable. Notice how each connector will only connect with its unique port, just like this one. We can now connect the RCA cables and match its connector to the one on the screen. Here are the two USB extension cables we saw earlier. If you want to extend your USB ports into your dashboard, then you can match the 4-pin and 6-pin connectors just like these. Otherwise, you can choose to keep these ports empty, so we can connect the factory USB port, which I'm going to show you in a minute. Don't forget to connect the small white pin from your power cable. This is the RX-TX cable, which will allow your steering wheel controls among other features. Now let's connect the reverse camera male connector to the female input connector, which we assembled just a minute ago. Your car will most likely have this small 16-pin white connector, but if not, you can always switch to the other connector before installing it in the car. Here is your radio antenna. Just screw it in on the radio label just like this. And similarly, here is the GPS antenna, which we will also screw it in on the GPS label. And finally, this is the 4G antenna that we will similarly screw in on the 4G label port. This empty port right here is the 360 camera port that you can connect optionally if you choose to purchase the 360 cameras along with your Seicane screen. I do have a 360 camera installation tutorial on my channel, so you can check it out later if you're interested. Alright, finally, before we proceed to the car, this 4-pin connector from the CAN bus is the factory USB connection, which you can connect to the 4-pin USB port on the screen. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. So let's proceed to the car and install the screen. Alright, so here as you can see, I have with me the factory USB and AUX port. So as you can see, I have one USB port here. This USB port is connected to this infotainment system right here. And this is the one that comes from the big cable. I'm just going to go ahead and connect this one in.
so that I can use my factory USB connector. And if you're not fond of using an extra USB cable for any reason, you can simply go ahead and remove this. So for the audio cables, I just experimented and connected AUX in and out cable that comes from this canvas right here. So AUX in and out, I connected that with the audio FR out and FL out, and these were not provided in the instructions. I am just assuming that these are the connections, but if not, I will go ahead and make my changes to make sure the audio is perfect. Along with that, there is this big conversion cable that also has AUX in left and AUX in right. So I went ahead and connected the audio in left and right cables with the audio out left and right cables, and this is as per the instructions I found on the Seicane website. That probably should be it for the sound, but if it doesn't work, I will try my other solutions to make sure the sound works perfectly. So this RCA cable also has other stuff such as the mic and other things, which I'm not going to cover right now. So I think for now the connections are all good. So I'm going to go ahead and start removing the OEM infotainment system and then start putting this one in. To remove the factory infotainment system, in the generations from 2013 to 2018, the design is completely the same. All you need is a plastic pry tool, a flathead screwdriver, and a Phillips screwdriver. So the first step would be to remove this air vent trim. So this one right here and this one right here. First, I'm gonna just insert my flathead screwdriver right here. And as you can see, this should come out just like that. There you go. So the first AC air vent is out. You just have to insert your plastic pry tool or your Phillips screwdriver just here, and this air vent should come out easily. Similarly, I'm going to repeat the same process on this side. Just insert it. Make sure you don't harm the plastic and just pull it out like a lever. There you go. And this one is out right now. All right, the AC air vent trims are now out. And as you can see, there are going to be 4 screws right here, 2 on either side, as you can see on the left and the right. And once you remove them, this whole infotainment system should come out easily. And be very careful that you don't lose these screws inside the car, and take it out very carefully. There you go. The second one is out. And finally, the fourth one is also out. So now this infotainment system should come out very easily. There you go. And just a reminder, if you ever want to do this kind of job of replacing your infotainment system with a new CarPlay screen, it is always recommended to disconnect the positive side of your battery terminal. But I have done this job multiple times and I didn't need to do it for myself. So if you want to be extra careful, just make sure you disconnect your battery terminal so that you don't accidentally shock or fuse anything. So the bolts are out and now this can come out easily. And here is what the backside looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and start removing them one by one and simply start connecting the new CarPlay screen. All right. All the connections are now out. This is what the back looks like. This should be the giant black connector that we saw earlier. Here should be the connector for the camera. This should be the antenna. And this is probably for the XM radio. All right, so out with the old and in with the new. The new one obviously has a lot of wires behind it to convert the OEM technology to this new CarPlay screen, but it is very light. I'm really excited to see what the results are gonna be. All right, so now it's time to start wiring this. I probably should have zip tied all of these together so that I don't have so many wires bundled up. But other than that, let's go ahead and start connecting these wires one by one. As you can see, these are 2 separated plugs, but this plug right here will be able to accommodate both of them together. As you can see, the sizes are different. All right, so these 2 are now connected. So this is one of the options I have for the camera wire, but I don't think this aftermarket connector will be connecting the OEM plug. So this is the other option I have, connect my cables. And this should go in easily. There you go. Just like that. And other than that, I have my antenna cable right here, which will go and connect with my new antenna port. Just like this, just take it out and connect the antenna port all the way in. There you go. I don't want to clutter my dashboard and my windscreen, so I'm going to keep the Wi-Fi and the GPS antenna behind the screen right here so that I don't have to deal with any hanging wires. Before placing this in, you will notice that the 4 screws that we removed earlier are not applicable to this anymore, because we will just simply push it in, and once this is in place, we're just gonna go ahead and install the air vent trim, and that will lock this product in. And let me go ahead and turn on the car in the accessories mode, and that will enable me to understand if the screen lights up and if there are any problems. There you go, the screen just turned on. Look at that, that's a very smooth user interface. There you go, it is now connected to the Wi-Fi, and I mean, I like it. This looks good. And this is the CarPlay screen right here. The XCar app would be the CarPlay app. And I would have to connect it with my phone. So give me a second so that I can connect it with my phone and show the CarPlay screen. The CarPlay is now connected and it is showing everything that I have on my phone. For example, let me see if I can turn on the Spotify. There you go. I have my Spotify right here. And let's see if I can play something. All right, I just tested the sound of the car connected to this. This CarPlay screen amplified the sound so much better. And I wish you could hear the sound. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can play some non-copyrighted music. And then make sure you put your earphones to feel the sound difference. All right, I'm playing it from my CarPlay. So right here, as you can see, the steering wheels also control the sound. I can mute it right from here. I hope you can hear it from the outside. The car sound is awesome. I hope you guys could hear that sound. And remember, there are no screws that needs to go in. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in all the OEM screws right back where I took it from, just so that I don't lose these factory screws, and keep these holes closed. And once I'm done installing the trims on either side, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I need to configure anything and move on to review the screen. There you go. Put all these screws back where I took them off from. All right, the screws are now in, so I can go ahead and put the trims back the same way I took it out, just like that. Just push it in. And the same way, I'll do the other side. Just like that. So the screen is now installed, and this is what it looks like right now. As you can see, completely changed the OEM look. And now it's the most satisfying part, to remove the screen protector. And this looks phenomenal. There you go. As soon as I turn on the car, the screen just turned on. Here is the CarPlay screen. Within a couple of seconds, it just connected. And if I want to exit the app, I can click on this. It will go to my current theme. And this theme looks like a CarPlay screen, but remember, I changed it. So I'm going to go back and change it again. You can choose any theme you want. You have the DVR, which is an app. You can install that for installing a front camera if you want. That's the car settings. The DSP is for your audio. And there are other settings like the original car setting and everything else. And let's check the reverse camera. There you go. It looks awesome. And as you can see, it is really clear, and it also shows the sensors. All right, check this out. This is what the new CarPlay screen looks like, and the new CarPlay screen completely changes the look of this 2013 Santa Fe Sport. I'm gonna put a link in the description for this CarPlay screen. If you guys are interested, definitely check out the Seicane website for whatever car you may have. Just type in the car make and model in the Seicane website, and they should be able to have a CarPlay screen model to support your car. So huge shout out to Seicane for sending me this CarPlay screen. If you enjoyed this tutorial and learned something new, hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one.